My name is Taylor and this is the SheaRaeKnitting podcast. I'm coming to you from Cairns, which is in Australia. And I haven't podcasted in quite a while. I think it's nearly been 2 months. And I'm also going to try recording today on my phone. I usually film the podcast on this little camera here, but it's being very temperamental and it sometimes cuts out on me, so I just thought I'd try my phone and see how that goes. And it's also a nice change being able to actually see myself record, because usually it's just fingers crossed looking directly through here that it's actually going to catch everything that I'm doing and focusing properly. So yeah, I haven't recorded in quite a while, and I actually considered just maybe stopping the podcast because I thought, you know how you just get sometimes you just like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Is anyone really interested? But today I woke up and I was just like, no, I really feel like podcasting. The main reason that I started doing a podcast was I wanted to be more connected with people in the knitting community, and although there hasn't really happened that much, it's still very much early days, and I think this is maybe my 5th or 6th podcast. I'm not even sure which one this one is. But anyway, the reason I haven't done a podcast in quite a while is I had, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm studying nursing at university, and I had my exams and my placement. Placement is you go to the hospital and you do your practical. It's like a few weeks we get to do all your practical stuff, which is my favorite part, but it's very like exams are very full on. And then the following week I went and did my placement, and also the week before my exams my dad had quite a major stroke, and so that was just really surprising and stressful, and he's still in the hospital, and I think it's going to be that way for a very long time. I don't know if he'll ever walk again. He can't really talk besides saying yes or no, so it's very hard to communicate with him. And on top of all that, we don't have the best relationship, but I've put that to the side, and you know, I'm an adult now and nobody asks to go through that, even though I think some of his lifestyle choices did contribute to the stroke. He was a very heavy drinker and smoker, so I think that definitely contributed, but nonetheless, that nobody deserves to go through that. So I've been visiting him and trying to deal with that, and yeah, it's just been crazy. But thank God I have knitting to save me, because I just, it's like just totally calms me, totally relaxes me, and so I'm glad to have that in my life. So yeah. I think I'll just get into finished objects now. I made a pair of socks for Bryce. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm SheaRaeKnitting on Instagram, and I can put all this, anything I talk about today, I'm going to put down below. And I got to stop looking over here, I got to look over there. So I made a pair of socks for him. I'll put a photo in here of what they look like because he's wearing them today. And yeah, I just knit those on 9-inch circular needles, and that's definitely my sort of favorite way to knit socks at the moment. But I did cast on a pair of socks yesterday in Magic Loop for him, and it took me 3 goes to get it right again, because initially that's how I started knitting socks, was Magic Loop, but then it kind of you know, you don't do something for a while and you just can't sort of get it in your head how it's supposed to work. But there it is there, just a little cuff. And the yarn that I'm using is Knit Pick Stroll, and I'm pretty sure this color is called Cobblestone Heather. So I'm going to do the cuff, heel and toes in this color, and then I have a darker green which I think is called Rainforest, and I'm knitting these on higher bamboo needles. I wanted to give bamboo needles a try because I was having some pain with knitting, and I still get it occasionally because I know that I'm just either tensing up or I'm not in the right position when I'm knitting. But also I read that when you're using metal needles, you tend to tense your fingers a little bit more because you're trying to hold the yarn onto the needles, you're not wanting it to slip off. So I thought the bamboos are a little bit more grippy, so maybe that'll help a little bit with that. I do like knitting with them, but I will say this cord, yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a kink right there. So when I did, you bend it in half to do the magical loop, the cord did kink and it hasn't sort of come undone. So that's a bit annoying, but it is a nice flexible cord, but it does kink. So yeah, I have those socks for him, and then I cast on a pair for myself in my Give Me a Crown bag. And I'm again doing these in 9-inch circulars, but I'm using the higher bamboo needles, which I do like. And I really like the color of this yarn. I don't know how that focuses. Yeah, I guess that's focused. However, the yarn is very scratchy. And this is Drops Fable. And yeah, I want to keep knitting them because I really do like the color of this, but it's very scratchy and I just don't know if it will soften or yeah, I just don't know how it's gonna feel on my feet. Just wondering if you can see, like, yeah, I don't know. I apologize for this. I don't know how well this focuses. I've never filmed myself on an iPhone before. But anyway, what else am I working on? Oh, I have another finished object. This is on my Instagram as well. Just a little knitted dishcloth. And this is just knit out of Bernat cotton, which I bought, I think, from stufforcrafts.com, and I'm pretty sure it's a worsted weight, and one ball made this dishcloth. And the pattern I used was just a tutorial on YouTube, which is one of the things I was knitting when I first sort of got back into knitting. And yeah, I can link that down below as well. Another finished object I have is this little cozy. So I just knit this with holding double the teal and the red. And I love these cozies. They're really, really great, and they're really easy to knit. And I knit that using just 9-inch circular needles, 4mm and 4.5mm ChiaoGoo 9-inch circular needles. Okay, so whips. Last night I started a project. So this is the Don't Skid Honey fingerless mitts by Justina Lokowska, I think is how you say her name. And the reason I'm knitting these is for charity. I follow Knit One Give One, which is an Australian knitting charity, and they give knitwear to like homeless organizations and other charity organizations that need them. So I've just started doing like a twisted rib. I did drop some stitches, but I don't think you can really see them. Just a magic loop. I've never knit gloves or mitts or anything like that, so I'm hoping I can do a magic loop because I don't have double pointed needles and I don't know how to use them. And that's the yarn there. That's just some acrylic yarn that I had from Spotlight, and this is the tag. Yeah, it feels nice. It's acrylic yarn, and usually that's what they specify on their website. Anything that's going to be like hard wearing and very easy to wash as well, but it feels quite nice. So yeah, I'll be continuing on with those. Another whip. I started a sweater. I started the flax sweater by Tin Can Knits, and then I kind of stalled on it. It's really tough living in the climate that I live in, because one day it could be very cool, like I'm in winter now and it's very cool in the morning, but then it gets very hot, and then tomorrow it could be really hot or it could be cool again, and it's like, do I spend my time making this and I'm not gonna wear it? I just kind of thought I might leave it until the start of winter next year, but I mean I really could finish it. It's knit out of like a worsted weight yarn, and I'm using Knit Picks Mighty Stitch. This is a blend of superwash wool and acrylic, and it's really, really nice and soft, and it's got like a bit of a sheen to it as well. And this color is called Oyster. So this is a top down sweater. So it's got like this garter panel here, raglan sleeves, and I'm just knitting the body now. I really could finish this very quickly, and I probably should just work on it. This is my first sweater that I've ever knit, and I'm following the Simply in Stitches tutorial. It's like a video tutorial series, and that's really helpful because I didn't really know what I was doing, so just having that visual I find is really helpful to help me along with that. Next whip is, I will show you the book, Sampler Afghans. So that's basically what it is. You have, you choose from 20 designs and you knit squares. Oh, I've actually finished one, so let me grab that. So this one is called Imitation Lattice. So I'm knitting that out of Knit Picks Brava worsted, and this is 100% acrylic. I would have loved to have knit this out of something like a really nice wool, but you need around about 17 balls of this, and this was very inexpensive, and I think all up this Afghan will cost me like maybe just under $50. If I were to buy wool, it would be like triple that, quadruple that, I don't know. So yeah, it's actually quite a nice acrylic, feels quite good. And this color is called Almond, and I think this is a new colorway. So yeah, I've done that one square, and once you've knit the square, you do this just I think a single crochet border just around all of the edges, and I think that'll make it quite easy to sew up as well. So it helps it lie sort of a little bit more flat and probably easier to sew it up as well. So that's the first one that I did, and I started on another one. This one's called Flame Chevron. So you do your seed stitch there. What I might do is find the photo so you can see what it looks like. This is what the book looks like. You've got all your patterns in there. So it's this one here that I'm doing. And it's really fun just going through, and you've got 60 designs to choose from, and it's just fun. You're getting to do different stitches you would never normally do. It's very like quick and easy to make a square, so you get that kind of instant gratification. And I just got this book off a book depository, and I think it was maybe $10, $11, really inexpensive. So yeah, that's that. Oh yeah, what I'm wearing. I've worn this on the podcast before. This is the Fuss Free Festival shawl, and it's one skein of saltwater yarn, and the colorway is called Tropical Island. I do have quite a few acquisitions to show, mostly just stuff from Knit Picks, because I really like their sock yarn. I'm a bit obsessed with Knit Picks. I shouldn't go on there because I just want to buy everything, and then, you know, I'm one of those people that, well, I'll just, you know, spend up to the free postage threshold, which is $100. So this one here, their sock yarn is just really nice, and they always have sales or special offers like buy X amount, get this one free or whatever. So this one is Stroll Fingering. You can see that. It's called Tropical. Really nice colours. It's very, very soft. Really nice to knit with. $75.25. That's that one. All of this is just sock yarn. This is another Stroll hand painted. This one's called Sunny Afternoon. Look at these colours. This one's called Coffee Shop. I I just remembered I have another whip as well. I'm going to show the yarn and then I'll get to that. Okay, this one's called Gumball. I love these colours, super bright. This one's called Andromeda, and this is like a twisted yarn. And these colours I got for Bryce, more sort of manly colours. This one's called Tiger Eye, just sort of browns, more his forte. This one, Evergreen. Yep. This one is called Fawn. Another twisted. Another one from me. It's called Buckman. What is this color? It's kind of like a maroon. And this one is Chroma Twist. Very cute. Okay, so that's all my Knit Picks yarn. A company in Australia called Skein Yarn, I think they're pretty well known worldwide. They had an end of financial year sale, and so yeah, I bought three skeins. It was a really good price. This one is called Fallow. This is also 100% merino, like singles, and I've never bought single ply yarn before, so it was just really interesting to see what it looks like. So yeah, it's just like a nice grey, kind of like a teal, different sort of greys with like a teal blue. I just turn that off. This one is called Namaste. Look at these colours. Love it. And this one's called Caramel. It's very caramel. I don't know if you can hear that. I think it's my neighbour. Anyway, so yeah, that's those three. I'm not sure, I don't think they really go together, but they could. So maybe a project with those three. So yeah, that's that one. Final sort of acquisition is another bag from Give Me a Crown, which I haven't used yet. It's another little sock bag. I just love her bags so much, they're just so cute. There was another bag that she had in her store. It was a little bit bigger than the sock, and I had favorited it and I was watching it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy that, and then it sold out. It's like, oh, I should have just bought it when I saw it. And it's all good. She always has, you know, new fabrics and always really different fabrics that I've never seen before. I'm not sure where she gets them from, but they're very, very cute. Really well made. They've got, I really love, they've got these snap buttons instead of like a zip. Yeah, they're just really nice bags, really good size. They hold their shape even though they don't really seem to have an interfacing. But yeah, just really nice. So my other whip, which is just ongoing, it never ends. It never seems to like go anywhere. In my cute little bag, again from Knit Picks, it is the Hohi starting point wrap. So what am I up to? Clue 3. Well, it's a full pattern now, but I'm still doing it by the clue. And I will just show you. So there's 5 clues and I've nearly finished clue 3 on both pieces, so then 2 more to go. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah. The colours are very different, but I do like it. I think it looks very, maybe like bohemian or something like that. It's just different and I've never seen anything like it before. But I wanted to talk about the project a little bit. So for me, this is probably the most like difficult, not really difficult, like I'm learning lots of new techniques, which I really like. And I think for someone who's a new knitter, you really get to do like a lot of different techniques. For example, like this twisted rib. I'd never done that before. You know, your increases and decreases. What else is there? Like, you know, bits of like lace work. Lots of color changes. What's this thing called? Garter tab. I don't even know if mine looks very good, but that was, you start off down here with a garter tab. And as like a new knitter, I was like, what the hell is a garter tab? So yeah, I had to rely on YouTube a lot to help me through. But the pattern is really well written and it's really easy to follow. The only thing that I don't like about this pattern is you're knitting 2 of these pieces, identical pieces. So for me it's like, oh, I've done all this work, and then it's like, now go repeat it on the second one. So that's the only thing that I don't like, is having to repeat it. And yeah, I think the most fun thing for me about this project is using all these different types of yarn, and these were all just skeins that I had in my stash. I can label them. So this one is skein yarn and it's called Cosmic Dust. And the next one is Hedgehog Fibers Pod. This one, I love this so much. I'm gonna say this one here is my most favorite yarn that I've ever worked with. It is Ren and Ollie and it's called Cat's Meow. And even when I was just knitting this, I was just like, oh, I love this so much. Like, it makes me so happy. The colors, the pinks and black and the yellow, and it's really, really nice, soft yarn. If you've never tried Ren and Ollie, try it, it's so good. Yeah, this one here is Valentino by Make by Zabely, and this is, I don't know if you can tell, it's actually like a twisted sock yarn, so it is a little bit more bulky, but it really doesn't matter. You can't tell, and yeah, just adds another texture. This one here is Lilium by Fiber Lily, and yeah, those are my 5 colors, and I just think it looks really different. I think you're actually supposed to have your darkest color as maybe your last color, but I didn't even read any of the instructions when I started the pattern. I was just like, I'm just gonna do it how I want to do it, but maybe that will affect my final product. Just depends. But I think having like the light color as my last one might create an interesting result as well. So on the last podcast I talked about how I had started dyeing yarn, really just as a bit of fun. I opened up a store on Etsy and it's called SheaRaeKnitting Co. And I do have some yarn here to show that I have in the store if anyone was interested. I just got a text message. Oh, that's good. My dad's gotten transferred down to where he lives. So he was at the hospital where I live and now he's gone back down home, which is good because then his wife doesn't have to travel up here and she can be with him all the time. So that's good. That's good news. Okay, so what I have in the shop, I'll just show a little bit. So these are some minis that I dyed. One's called Acid Apple, and I really do struggle with names, so I hope they sound okay. It's really hard to get this to show up. It's like a green that I've never seen before, but yeah, it's like a green, has these speckles. It's 2 minis in a set. This color, love this so much. This one is called Morning Tea. The reason I called it Morning Tea was you get this really nice tea color, and I've done, you probably can't see, there's brown speckles and red speckles, and that just reminded me of like a red velvet cupcake or a chocolate cupcake with your cup of tea. In Australia we call it morning tea. I don't know if other countries call it that. Just that break that you have in the morning between breakfast and lunch. So I have 2 of those. And then I have this. I really love this. This is called New Wave. Just lots of like speckles and a lot of white. I wanted to try and keep a lot of white, but also have the speckles make a really kind of pastel sort of thing. It's getting blown out quite a bit actually. That's a bit better. Oh yeah, I should mention these are all soft yarns as well. This one's called Swamp Thing. It's very just kind of like a dirty green with brown and like a rusty kind of copper and green, and yeah, very swampy. This one is called Dark and Stormy, and it's just, I love this, it's just grey and purple and yeah, different types of purple. Some more minis. I couldn't think of a name for these. I don't think, yeah, no, I didn't have a name for these. Just like a really different color that I've never really seen before. I love these. These are like a really kind of tonal purple. I think there's a few brown speckles in there. This is like teal and grey together. Quite tonal. And this is New Wave on Sparkle. It's so cool, I love this. The sparkle base is quite nice as well. It's twisted, but it still feels quite soft. It's a silver stellina. I don't know if you can really see that. So yeah, that's just my little shop. I think the plan for that is just, if I dye something that I like, then I'll recreate it and I'll put it in the shop. Most of the time I'm just dyeing for myself, and yeah, if I kind of hit something and I'm like, yeah, this is good, I'm gonna put this in the shop as well. I don't know how well this podcast is going to be, but yeah, thanks for joining me. I think I've pretty much covered everything. Don't think I've forgotten anything. And I will be back sooner, and I think I'll have a little bit more energy next time. And yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, see you next time. Bye.